job. Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and the Pro. As always, you got your hosts Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. And guys, I got good news for you. I got a job.
He's working.
Oh. Congrats, man.
Thank you. You know what I
I'm
mean?
proud of you, Kenny, for sticking to it.
You know what I mean? I can't collect unemployment for too long. You know? Anyway, that's besides the point, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that out there. My business, but these are my brothers. I have to tell them. Right? I don't talk to them enough.
Before we start talking sports,
yeah,
can I get to something real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
I just need to know what's wrong with people these days. Okay, we got people that are selling pool water from Disney's Splash Mountain.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like, are
why?
you kidding me? Like, if you want somebody to piss in a bottle of water for you, just let me know. I'll sell it to you for $50.
No,
it's
are people really doing that?
No,
yes.
No, for real. People are going in there and trying to take the mascots and shit out of there, like hopping out of their log.
That I understand.
There's people that have bottled up the water.
The water is ridiculous, but they are like it's an iconic ride that they're retheming.
But is it? Do you know how what the ride was based off of?
Yeah, it's offensive. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was it? I have no idea. So
that's why they're getting rid of it.
We'll have that on the show after the After Dark show.
You know, that's Two Joes and Pro After Dark.
Yeah.
No, Ryan, explain. You're a Disney fan. Explain the show. Explain. It's what is it? Is it based off of? It's not civil rights. It's something else, right? It's slavery, right?
I don't know.
It was just something.
I don't know.
Segregation, something like that.
It's nothing,
something like that. Yeah,
it's great.
But guess what, guys? I know you went to all the Disney theme parks. You rode on Splash Mountain. You thought it was a great ride. You said, "Hell yeah, let's ride this over again." Didn't even know what it was based off of. I did myself. I saw, some headlines talking about what the ride was based off of. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that. I was putting my hands up, woo, all the way down until the water hit, splash hit the water. But anyway, that's besides the point. So if you guys are, I think in 2024 they're opening up, and guess what they're changing it to? The Princess and the Frog. How iconic.
I like that one.
Yeah, a black lady on the ride.
I'm done with this topic. I just wanted to talk about people bottling up piss water.
Itself. It's like going down the bayou. That's a boat ride. It's fuck you guys.
Okay. All right, let's get to it, man. College football, nothing really going on. It's kind of downtime. It's really just, where I've been. I want to tell you guys this stat. Two things. Deion Sanders is probably the greatest social media influencer as a coach. Like, he really knows how to market. He's bringing so much money to Colorado. So I would say shout out to him, because for all the coaches out there that are trying to figure out how to do branding and get a name around you and get all these kids to come to your school, that's how you do it. He turned around, I think, I forgot what his first name is, but McLean, he was the number one corner in this class. I think he was probably number one or number two player in the class overall. Was originally committed to Miami, then decommitted. People thought he was going to go to Alabama or a couple other places. He ended up going to Colorado. People didn't even see that on this list. So, like, you got two lockup corners, one in Travis Hunter, who was the number one athlete the year before, right? And then now you got McLean on the other side. They have hella people coming out of the transfer portals going there. So, like, a lot of people think that Colorado's going to be a joke. I think that they're going to have a good show in the first year. Had the first year. They have so much talent. Like,
is
it's
his
crazy.
son any good?
No, his son is good. People are going to see next year. His son is good. They have actually a 5-star just committed quarterback. Quarterback just committed, but he's coming. I don't know if he's coming this year or next year. This is son is junior year, I want to say.
Okay, so they need somebody for after.
Yeah, they have some, but if a 5-star coming in and he's like highly rated, it was another thing, right? College football was a kid. He was originally committed to Florida, the NIL stuff, right? He was committed to Florida because he had a $14 million NIL deal. I think I might have touched on this last week a little bit. He had like a $14 million NIL deal to go to Florida. The money didn't come through. So he's like, all right, I'm backing out of my commitment to Florida. So they wanted to cancel. So I guess Florida said, all right, cool, you don't have to come here anymore, right, to his agreement. And then now he's in a pool and is about to go to Colorado.
How long until they have Hard Knocks college edition with Deion?
They already have something like that.
Do that, of course.
On Amazon Prime, they had something called Coach Prime, and they had it at Jackson State. And then he's like, "Well, if I did it at Jackson State, I'm going to do it at Colorado, right?" So it's of course he's going to come to Colorado.
It's gonna. He is. I've seen like clips of him. They've made reels. He's motivational. He talks to the parents about like, I'm gonna take them boys and make them men.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
I don't know, man.
And who runs his marketing and media? His son, Deion Sanders Jr. He runs it for him, right? And it's like a 3 thing. They kind of take the clips and do it and cycle through all 3 platforms. Deion's page, Wells by Media or something like by Wells Media, something like that. And then the other, how they do it is a great setup, right? I said all I said to go to the actual.
You think he'll ever go to the NFL?
No, he said he doesn't want to. He has no. He said it on Shannon Sharp show. He said I have no intentions on coaching grown men.
Ooh, Shannon Sharp! Can't wait till we talk about basketball.
Yeah,
I need y'all to tell me what happened there.
Yeah, I love Shannon Sharp, man. His energy is crazy. But he said I have no intention.
He's so
of doing
jacked.
It. Yeah, he's still ripped. By the way, I wanted to touch on one thing before we go to college basketball. Nick Saban, right? Since he's been at Alabama. Right? Do you guys know? Actually, let me ask you this question: how much money you think the players that have played under him when they went to the NFL? What do you think that total amount is? Does that make sense? My question.
Yes. In a year or total?
Total over the career, like all the players that went to the NFL from Alabama. How much money do you think they have made over their contracts put together?
Well,
over $1 billion.
No, none of the quarterbacks have been paid yet, so it's not that.
But you're talking about lifetime, right?
A lifetime. From 2008.
It's got to be close to $1 billion.
That's not even. That's like what, 14 years, 15 years,
15. I think right now it's 15.
But you got to think like every play. What's the average salary in the NFL?
Give me a number.
Even if it's like $1 million.
Give me a number. Come on.
All right,
$2.5 billion.
Okay.
1.3 bill.
1.94 billion.
Damn.
That's crazy though. Yeah. You know what I mean? I told Tosh that. She was like, "What?" I'm like, think about it. All the players that played underneath you, they have generated a total amount of 1.94 billion. That's crazy. Like that just tells you, like, if you go to Alabama, you're gonna make some type of money, right? I'm not saying quarterbacks or not, but you're gonna make some type of money. What was your face look like that for?
What?
Oh, I thought you made a face like that's wrong.
I'm prepping for another segment.
Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, that's all I have. Let's get behind the scenes, right? Let's get straight into what's up.
I will say that though, that is what you just said right there is 100% true. And if he had a marketing team like Deion,
it's over.
Potentially, they would put that out there. Be like, players would go there easily because think about the chances that they get. So they go to the NFL, even if they're sorry.
Yeah.
And they play on a team. It's like, well, you were coached by Nick Saban. Like a lot of times people take chances on players just because like half of the Patriots roster is just because they played at Alabama under Nick Saban. It's like, all right, I don't care. Sure.
Yeah, that's some truth to that for sure. Look, real quick, I'm going to touch on college basketball. It's kind of a sore spot for me and Brian. I know Ryan's been betting a little bit, but I don't think he's been following me as much. But pretty much, I just want to say to all of the, the guys out there, playing, y'all got to step it up, man. It's for a better is really getting upsetting. And I know you guys don't care, right? But I care, and you're pissing me off, right? So step it up.
Wait for March.
Yeah, right. March Madness is going to be crazy for real, right? It's a lot of teams that kind of like middle of the pack that can do some things, and then it's other teams that are like, okay, cool. Who do you think is going to win the national championship? In my opinion, I was saying that it's going to be either Alabama. I like a Kansas State. It's a lot of teams in the Big 12 that's really good, but I think Alabama, in my mind, just because they are like long across the board as far as players, they have a lot of skills, and they're rangy. They can do a lot. Purdue, on the other hand,
I was looking it up because I thought last week or the week before you had a sleeper on Purdue.
Yeah. I say Purdue is this is it. How Edey goes is how they will go, right? I think Edey is one of those players that if as long as he has a great tournament, they have the opportunity to win. In my opinion, I think they get to the Elite Eight and they run into a fast team like a Houston or a Tennessee, who also has a little bit of size, but the guys can run faster, right? Because Edie really can't run, right? He can go up and down a little bit, he can block, but he can't run. But yeah, either way, Houston lost last week. Alabama had a close game. Tennessee's been going back and forth. Kansas State ended up losing yesterday as well. Arizona, they upset UCLA. It's a lot of back and forth, right? Really, it comes down to how good is the top teams in the Big 12, right? And then everybody else, how well are they going to play? Whoever finishes out the year strong and get the best seeding is going to make for a good way to win the national championship, in my opinion, right? Because how it's playing right now, it's a lot of back and forth. You go on a streak 3 games, then you lose. Go on a streak 3 games, then you lose. Things like that. So, I don't know if I really said it enough, right? I don't know if that touched on anything for you guys, but in my opinion, the top 4 teams is going to be, I would say Purdue has a chance. Alabama, I like the Kansas State. I like a UCLA team as well. Any team, I think in the top, let me see, in the top. So from 1 through 8 right now, you have Purdue, Alabama, Houston, Tennessee, Kansas State, Arizona, Virginia, UCLA. I think every team besides Virginia in there has a chance to have it make a deep run. I don't like Virginia. I never like Virginia.
I know. The problem, though, with Virginia is they always play that tough defense, and it's kind of like Syracuse. They always have a chance because of that.
Yeah. They get into a thing. It depends on how they're seeded, because they'll get into a seed, right, and they'll be in a bad bracket. And it won't match up well for them. That's the kind of thing that makes them fall short.
Yeah, but that's all I have. A team that shoots, it's over.
Yeah,
that's how.
Because they don't really have any scores like that. You have anything to touch on that, though, Brian?
I just wanted to mention I have a futures bet already on K-State to win the whole thing. Kansas State.
What do you like about them?
It's plus 4,000. What's that?
What do you like about K-State?
I don't know, man. I've watched a couple of their games. I like what I see.
They got a cool mascot.
I don't even know what their mascot is. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Noel's been playing good. He's been playing good. They got Kerryon Johnson. I think his name is Kerryon Johnson, something. I forget how you say it. It's K Johnson. Kerryon Johnson. Not Kerryon Johnson from the Lions back in the day, but
and they got a lot of length, right? I mean, like they're kind of long.
Yeah,
team.
Yeah. They got some players. I think all those top teams, they have like a lot of athleticism for sure. I like TCU too. TCU's a sleeper. I think TCU has a chance to make it to the Final Four, Elite Eight. Just because Miles is a scorer. They have a lot of scorers at the wing, and then they got a big man in Lumpkins. So that's all I got. What we got?
All right. Let's do NBA. We're gonna touch on this real quick for Ryan. So the other night, of course, most people probably already know this, but old Shannon Sharp was flapping his jaws at the game, and it was the Lakers and the Grizzlies.
Yep.
And got into it with the players. Then Jaws' dad came over. Like, it was just a big ruckus, and I just find it funny because it was not too recent that Shannon Sharp had actually said on his show that fans should not be allowed to be able to say what they want to just because they paid admission. Well,
he's not a fan.
Yeah, he's not.
But he was a paying fan.
Yeah, that is.
It don't matter. It's called a hypocrisy.
Dude, Undisputed is making so many waves because remember the Skip that got into a bunch of shit a couple weeks ago with his tweets.
Yes.
Like people they're probably seeing it in the ratings. All right, Shannon, do something crazy.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know, man.
I think it's crazy though. Shannon and Skip, they be butting heads a lot.
I don't think they like each other.
That's what people say, but they make it seem like, oh, we are cool, whatever the case may be. But it's like a lot of every time I see a clip, it's always Shannon like, "Can you just let me talk? Can you just let me talk?" Like like it's always something. But like
you
that.
See Shannon Sharp, right? Like, tell me he's not on something.
No, he's not. That's
come on, dude.
No,
he looks like he's in better shape than when he was playing.
No, he don't. He got bro. He has a dad bod. He's a dad bod of a guy that just stayed in shape after he's done playing. Right? You either use it or you lose it. If you don't keep working out after you get out, you turn to slop. You look like
I'm
me.
just saying, man.
He looks great, but if he ran a couple routes, he'd be. Like,
bro,
he'd be like, shit.
He's big up top. He has a dad belly to where you have abs on top of your belly, right? So it looked like, oh man, he brolic, right? And then
how do I sign up for that? You get that when you're a dad?
Yeah, but I'm saying the dad belly, where you're like you got abs, even though you got a belly, but it's like hidden. Anyway, well, that's besides the point. Why are we talking about his body? I don't care about that. Besides the point, I think it's irrelevant. It's relevant to talk about what he said to Dylan Brooks because I thought that was pretty funny. Did you remember? Did you get that?
I don't even know what he said. I missed that
because they were saying something like
Brian doesn't care.
Dylan Brooks said something like, "Oh man, stay over there, fuck you." Because he said he told him that you couldn't guard LeBron. He said you can't guard LeBron, you're too small. He's like, man, stay over there, fuck you. And Shannon Sharp was like, no, fuck you. And then that's when they kept going back and forth. And he went over there. Stephen Harris came over there, and then Josh said something slick out his mouth. Then had to correct his ass because he ain't want no smoke. And then that's when Josh Pops came over there. And when Josh Pops came over, I thought it was funny too because I'm like, bro, Shannon looked like he was off the hen dog. So I'm like, he's liable to drop all y'all on your neck, right? I just thought it was super funny, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, if it was any other fan, they would have been thrown out.
I don't think about it.
Probably banned from the arena.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, yes, they would have.
No.
Okay, kidding,
bro. It's been other altercations that happen at things. Fans say something, all right, cool, whatever, and then they get ejected out the game, right? But the thing is this, it was the fact that it wasn't just a fan and him, it was Jaws' dad and all that stuff. So they're like, oh, you gonna kick Jaws' dad out too? And it's like they said, it's LA, Staples Center, right? So it's like actors and things like that. And you don't want to, that's gonna mess up money. You kick Shannon Sharp out, you kick Ja Morant dads out, oh man. Losing money. So
all right. Anyways, let's move on. What do you think? Do you think the 76ers are for real? They've taken over second place in the East.
Trash.
You think there's trash?
They're not good, bro. The East is a whole bunch of front runners besides Boston, right? When KD gets back, that number 2 spot is the Nets. Not even a question. When he gets back, they were getting hot. He got hurt. Cool. Kyrie is actually playing. I don't know if you watching the games late. Kyrie's actually playing defense, playing offense. Their coach, he's a hell of a coach, man. He has them actually locking in on defense. They got a star coming in there, big man Clarkson. Like he's been playing. So with that saying, all that being said, I don't know what about Ben Simmons. I was having a conversation earlier. Ben Simmons is a bum. He's a bum, bro. It's something wrong with his mental that is not allowing him to take it to the next level.
Bro, there was another game. There was a game where he didn't have a single point. Not one. And he passed up a wide open layup because he didn't want to shoot.
Last night, he was in the paint and kicked it out for 3 multiple times. They're like, bro, why won't you just lay it up? Get a foul, do something. It's something in his mind that is not allowing him to go to the next level. But I'll say that everybody else is a fraud in the East. Everybody. Okay. No other team. Every team in the East, frauds. You can't name me one.
So you got Boston, Brooklyn, one of those teams. That's
Boston, Brooklyn. That's come out the East. That's it. Everybody else, bums. Get out of here.
I don't mind that.
Milwaukee is not it.
Yeah, I mean, well, we haven't seen them totally healthy this year either.
They're just stale.
They can get healthy, they have a chance.
They're stale. It's nothing. It's not going to change. It's going to be the same exact thing. Giannis is going to come through the lane, try to take over the game. It doesn't change. Their game plan doesn't change. 76ers game plan doesn't change, right? So it's like it doesn't really matter.
I will say I think the 76ers are better now than they were like last year. Like Harden looks like he's actually engaged.
Yeah, but they got that bum on their team.
Oh,
no, Joel. No, Joel is not a bum.
Yeah, Joel,
fuck that guy.
Bro, he's 30 points a game. Like, what do you want from him?
Well, and he couldn't get one more rebound.
But he couldn't.
He's going to hold on to that shit forever.
Oh man! Speaking of can't get another rebound, LeBron ruined one of my parlays.
Oh, here you go.
He needed 9 rebounds. He had 8. 5 minutes left in the game, and they just started getting smoked, and they pulled the starters. Which I mean, I don't blame them, but like, why are you getting smoked like that? Dang.
Speaking of
that was the
LeBron,
night he was pouting on the sideline. He was just, well, he wasn't, I say he's pouting, but he just was staring. Like,
because he's tired, bro.
Stone cold, man. I know, he's pissed. He's pissed that this is the team that's around him. And where's his Batman? I mean, his Robin. Oh, yeah, he's hurt again. Oh, cool.
No, he can't. He played last night, though.
Yeah, but, like, he's been hurt.
Yeah,
he will probably get hurt again. They trade Kendrick Nunn, and Nunn goes off for the Wizards.
He went off.
It's like I don't know, man. The Lakers can't do anything right. I don't know what's wrong.
Oh, how you say his first name? Rui Hachimura?
Yeah, whatever that dude's name is. The guy they traded for. I can't pronounce it either.
The guy from Gonzaga.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how they think that's going to be a good fit because he can shoot corner threes and things like that. I don't know. I just think that LeBron's just that patent right now. Not because he wants to, because he has no choice. What else is he going to do? They're not winning, right? He's 170-something points away from breaking Kareem. And I think it's going to be the first time you see him break the record and nobody really cares much.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
But, I mean, here's the thing about them. They're only a game out of the playoffs right now. As bad as they have looked, and they're only a game out. So.
Yeah, but they don't have a chance, though.
I know. I mean, if they want a chance, they need to make it and be like the 6th seed, so they're not facing Joker or Ja first round. Like,
I just think even if that, they don't have enough depth on their bench to compete, right? Like other teams, like bench players are way better than theirs or ours. Let me not just own them. That's my team too. Ours, right? So
own it.
No, it's okay, man. You could disown it. It's fine. We'll allow
I'm a Celtics fan. Okay.
Ah, good.
Tatum for MVP.
Good man. Good man. He probably won't get it. No. Not a freaking Joker keeps putting up triple doubles.
Guys, but he's been hurt. He got hurt, right? His back soreness or something. He's out in a couple
games.
I
mean he's missing back-to-backs right now, so it's more load management for him. That's the other thing about Tatum, man. He don't miss games. I think he's only missed 2 games this year. He plays back-to-backs. Bro. I don't care.
It's not like he's 25, 24. Like
he doesn't want to miss games.
Yeah, because he can do it right now. When he turned 27, 28, he gonna miss some games.
I don't think so.
Jimmy Butler used to be the same way. I don't miss no games. I play all the games. Then the other day, a kid came to the game 4,000 miles. Jimmy Butler ain't playing. Back tightness.
Yeah, but he made it up to that kid though. At least,
What he took him to the fucking locker room, gave him a jersey.
Yeah. I mean, it was
I want to see you play. I go 4,000. I want to see you play.
That's fair. That's fair. I hate load management. I think it's bogus. These NBA players nowadays, they're soft.
You get paid too much money to load management. Can you imagine if they did load management in the NFL?
I mean, they probably do. They do sometimes.
Only when it's locked up.
Right. But
but that's because there's nothing on the line to play for.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying if you're in a game, the guy's like, yeah. You think about how many players get injuries in Knicks and they still play. Think if they're like, my ankle's a little sore, I'm not playing today. People be like, what? You're not playing? What do you mean?
I mean, I think some of that does go on, though. I think there are times when guys could go if it was the playoffs, but they don't because it's a regular season game. So I think it kind of happens a little bit. It gets overlooked.
Not as much as you think.
I don't think so because it's unless they're like a locked in guarantee salary type guy.
Right.
Like when it comes to like bonuses and shit, every snap counts.
Yeah. Well, that's usually the guys
because that comes with player performance checks. Them things come in the clutch.
That's fair.
Chilling on the couch, you get that alert, 500,000 deposit. You're like, oh, what is that? You know what I mean? Can't miss those.
Sleeper team for the West for me is the Los Angeles Clippers. I think they've been playing very well lately. When they're full strength, when Kawhi and Paul George are playing, I think they can make a little noise, and I think they're going to surprise some people in the playoffs. They play tough defense. They're going to be a tough out. So watch out for the Clippers later in the year. What Kenny? You don't like it?
I never say continue, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. You got it, man. You got it.
Anything else you want to cover on basketball real quick? I mean, I'm just hitting.
No, I don't have anything else in there. I think you touched on the top guys, right? We already know. I think Devin Booker's supposed to be coming back either next week or this week or next week. He's supposed to be coming back, which is good. I saw Chris Paul's back. But other than that, the same guys is running the league.
Oh, and did you see Damian Lillard's game last night? I think it was last night or the night before.
Yeah, 60.
Bro, he went off. He shot like 60% from three.
Yeah.
And like almost 80% from the field. It was unreal.
Speaking of Dame, did you see his interaction with him against Patrick Beverley when they played a couple days ago?
I don't think so, no.
So Patrick Beverley, they went back and forth. So Dame had an off game. He really didn't have an off game. He had like 20, 26 or 27 points. I don't think that's off. Right? Like he's above 20, right? But I guess when Patrick Beverley guarded him, he only had like 5 points or something like that, or maybe 7 points, something like that. And at the end of the game, the Lakers ended up winning. At the end of the game, Patrick Beverley did this thing with his arm. He like tapped his wrist, like Dame time. The watch broke, and he took it off and he put it in his pocket. It was super hilarious, and he was just talking about like I locked Dame up, and they were like, "Oh, well, you slowed him down a little bit." He's like, "No, say it. Say I locked him up. Because if you cooked me, y'all would have said he would have cooked me. So tell him I locked him up. Say I locked him up." And it was just funny. And then they kept going back on Twitter, and Dame was like, "Bro, you look like a homeless man playing ball." Like they were just going back and forth. I thought the interaction was funny. Patrick Beverley's like the little, not criminal, but he's like the villain of the NBA. So that's all I have.
Brian,
we just got overtime, baby.
You got so lucky.
I'm fucking watching on my phone.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky.
Overtime for what game?
The Celtics.
He needs 25 from Brown, and Brown's got 20, and they just brought it back to overtime.
We're lucky.
They just came from behind.
Yeah, Tatum took over at the end of the game. Every time I looked at my phone, it was like rebound. Tatum scored. Tatum rebound. Tatum scored.
What we got for hockey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got anything for hockey? No?
Yeah, sure. Hey.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna talk a little bit about the Bruins, of course, but they just lost, so they don't deserve my time. Scrubs.
What's their record?
Shitty.
They just got their 10th loss of the year. Only the 5th loss in regulation. So yeah, they've got 38 wins.
Isn't that good?
Yeah,
that's
they are.
So
they're on pace.
He's a complainer, bro.
Yeah,
his team is doing good, and he's like, "Oh, they like you could be the Lakers." You know that, right?
Yeah, you're right. So, anyways, they're on pace to smash the all-time record for most points in a year. I think it was the Montreal Canadiens from decades ago that had it. It's like 130 something, I think, and they have 80 points, and they're just over halfway through the season.
So does the losses not mean anything?
What's that?
Sorry, I mean, cut you off. Did the losses not mean anything?
A loss means you don't get a point. If you lose in overtime, you get 1 point, and if you win the game, you get 2 points.
So the points actually matter, not the losses.
Yes, the points matter.
Okay.
The points are what matters.
That's how they see it. Yeah.
Yeah, not your win-loss record. I mean, it usually correlates. Overtime losses is what might make a difference. So
Minnesota would have basically been the 1 seed in the NFL if they did it that way. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see some hot teams right now. Toronto's playing really well. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. They're second in the East. They look pretty good. The Devils, they were up there with the Bruins to begin the year. They slid back, but they are now 8-1-1 in their last 10. They're playing really good hockey. They had some offensive struggles there for a little while. Took a little dip in the season, but it happens to most teams. So they're back in it. And again, I think the Devils are a pretty dangerous team. The Lightning are third in the East, or third in the Atlantic Division in the East. They, of course, are one of my favorites for the Cup this year. Yeah.
What is your take on why is the Chicago Blackhawks doing so bad? Like I haven't really watched hockey like that until, of course, now sports betting is legal. So I watch hockey, so I now look at the teams I knew. Blackhawks was good the last time I checked, and now they're not.
Yeah, because other than their two main guys, Patrick Kane and is it Taves? I think Jonathan Taves. They really don't have much left from those. They've kind of depleted. They put a lot of money into those two players, and the team just degraded around them. those two guys are going to be in trade talks this year.
Yeah.
Because the Blackhawks need a reset. Although, speaking of the Blackhawks, they've actually been playing pretty good lately. They've been beating teams that they shouldn't be beating. So they're still playing hard. They're 6-4 in the last 10, which is good for a team that is, what's their overall record?
They're trash. They're 14-28.
Yeah, 14-28. So half their wins have just come in the last 10 games.
What up with the Winnipeg is where our guy is at, right? Baby.
No, that's
Gretzky?
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yes,
all right.
The Oilers. Baby Gretzky.
Baby Gretzky over there.
Connor McDavid.
I just saw something about him the other day.
Yeah,
that's when they popped in my head.
He's gonna win the MVP again. It's no contest for him. Like,
makes it easy. It's too easy.
Yeah, he's on another level. That's why I call him Baby Gretzky, man. He might not break records that Gretzky has, but he's gonna be like up there close. He's gonna be a good player for a long time.
Well, I think Gretzky's records will stand for a long time because who has that length of a career? Didn't he have like a ridiculously long career?
Yeah, he played almost 20 years, maybe 20 years, something like that. But the thing is in hockey, a lot of these guys, they play into their 40s. I mean, usually they've gotten really slow by then, but I think it's harder now than it used to be, though, to do that because the game is a lot faster. Back then, if you got slow, you could just be more of a bruiser type and still play. But now everybody's a lot faster on their skates. So, but yeah, in the West, I don't know. Colorado, they're bouncing back. I've liked them the whole season. They are like the Devils. They had a dip. But they're third in their division now, so 7-3 of their last 10, so they're looking a lot better. And then the Kraken, the Seattle Kraken, 7-2-1 in their last 10. They're leading their division, mostly because the Vegas Knights have just taken a big fall lately, which is typical of a Bruce Cassidy-led team. I don't know why, if it's him or what, but somehow his teams always lose motivation partway through the season, which was probably why the Bruins got rid of him. I still think he's a great coach, but something's going on in Vegas because they're a better team than that. They should be winning their division. So we'll see if they bounce back. And then Edmonton is 7-1-2 in their last 10. Another hot team. They've been scoring a lot of goals lately. Of course, Baby Gretzky leading the way there with Draisaitl, his line mate. So, that's pretty much it. I mean,
cool.
Trade deadline's coming up for hockey. And that's about it. We'll see what happens.
Anyone you expect? Big names?
Patrick Kane probably is going to be the biggest name that goes somewhere. Like I was talking about the Blackhawks, they're going to offload probably Kane and get some picks for him.
You guys ready for football?
Is that still going on? I thought the season was over.
For all of us, it is.
Welcome to the couch, boys.
Yeah. Well, Kenny joined you last week, and I'll join you this week.
Just chill.
Jazz got smoked, 38-7. It was just
so much for man. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah, it was. It was not. I mean, a lot of it is momentum, but they just could not do anything on offense. And then they had that turnover trying to go for it on 4th down, and before you blink, it was like 20-0, 27. It was like, all right, well, this was fun. So
the Eagles look like fire.
Eagles look good right now. They are going to get a tough matchup from the 49ers, though.
You think?
I think so. I think this is going to be a close one. I think the Eagles probably take care of business, but I'm going to be rooting for the 49ers. Well, let's talk about that game real quick. The 49ers beat the Cowboys 19-12. Do you think it's time to start blaming it on Dak? Because he throws so many interceptions in unopportune times. Like
he's just not it.
That is what I'm starting.
I think it's a curse over Dallas. Like it's like I want to say
He's
Tony
Tony
Romo.
Romo.
Yeah, he's Tony Romo, right? Like
He
Tony Romo
is.
did the same thing he did, where it's like, oh yeah, he can't get it done. Well, neither can Dak. You're gonna get to the playoffs. You're gonna think you have a chance because Jerry Jones gives you false sense of security, give you false hope, make you think, oh, we have a chance. We got a good team. The team is not really good. Right, all the big games that they played this year, they showed up against teams that were like, oh, irrelevant. Minnesota Vikings were frauds. People thought they were good, so they beat them. They're like, oh my gosh, they're so good. But then you play against a bad Tampa Bay team. People are like, damn, the Cowboys look really good. Not realizing that the week before they got this shit smoked by the Washington doggone Commanders. People forgot that, and then you go and play against the 49ers, and people are like, oh man, they have a chance. I'm like, do they really? I don't think they have a chance, right? The only chance they have is if Brock Purdy messed up. Other than that, the 49ers defense was killing them, right? Like, was killing them. And then Cowboys, they're going to say Cowboys defense. I don't really think it was Cowboys defense. I really think it was this Brock Purdy, right? Some plays, they had a couple plays, but Trent Williams really held Michael Parsons on lock, right? And everybody else is kind of irrelevant. I just thought it was just a defensive battle type of game. But it's really just because Brock Purdy wasn't making certain throws that he was doing previous weeks. That's it.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of with this Philly game. But I think Philly hasn't played a team like the 49ers that like grinded out winning a 19-12 type game. Unless they start scoring they're not going to score a ton of points against the 49ers. They're not going to have Jalen Hurts is not having a 3 touchdown game.
But the difference is, though, I think, in my opinion, is that Dak doesn't move like Jalen Hurts does, right? So, like, with the pass rush that comes off the side, if you do that to Jalen Hurts, okay, he'll just scramble and run, right? And then he'll beat you with his legs, right? Because he's very capable of doing that. And I think that's the X factor in this whole thing, right? I think that on the other side of it, when you look at their O-line, yes, they have Trent Williams and they have great O-linemen, but I think that the Eagles' front four, right? They are just so nasty. Like across the board, you don't know who's going to get the sack, right? Like it could be Haas. He's playing out of his mind, right? Yeah. He's leading the team in sacks, right? Like he's leading the team in sacks, and then you have 2 D linemen, interior D linemen that give you pressure, right? And then on the other side is Sweat, right? That's who's on the other side.
Is Sweat back? Yeah,
I think so.
So it's like that, and then you have Brandon Graham who's still getting sacks. He looks like he's supposed to be on the couch, right?
But they had 4 guys over 10 sacks, right? This year. So their defensive front is good, but the problem I'm seeing is they're not going to run the ball like they did against the Giants, against the 49ers, and that's what made them so successful. So,
but do you think with their weapons that they have is better than any other team that the 49ers has faced yet? As far as like having Devontae Smith, having AJ, right? And then having, you got Quez Watkins, you still got Dallas Goedert. Like you have other players that can step up too. Do you not think about that?
No. I think that they have a ton of weapons.
Yeah.
I just think that like Bosa is going to be a problem. If he can cause problems in the backfield, they're going to be good. And they still have, what's his name? Armstead, the guy to bring pressure. Because that's what you do. You keep containing, then you bring pressure up the middle. And that's how you get Hurts. He wasn't running a ton against the Giants. He only ran the ball 9 times for 34 yards. Exactly. It's not even like he threw the ball a ton. We gave him a lot of short fields. And they're not going to get that from the 49ers. He had 154 passing yards and 34 on the ground. But he had 3 touchdowns because he didn't have to do much with the ball. We gave him a lot of short fields.
I do think Ryan's as a D coordinator, he's going to scheme up some different looks for sure.
Oh, he's good.
I didn't know he was that good, right? I'm starting to wonder, is it the scheme that the 49ers have that whoever is put in place as the D coordinator is going to work, right? Because Saleh left, great defense. Ryans takes over, defense looks even better. It's like, I don't know,
but the Jets defense looked good this last year. So it's
same scheme though.
It's the same scheme. So it's got to be that scheme as long as you get the right players in there. If you can have a good coach that's going to identify those players. Because that is like the huge part is about defense that I've never really realized that you have the same players, but if they're in different schemes, they look like trash.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to Hassan, like when he was in Carolina, it was like, this doesn't look right. Like, and they let him walk because of that. And then he goes.
But he still had. They were tripping. He still had over 10 sacks. So
I know, but it wasn't whatever he had this year, 16.5 or whatever.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to that point is like teams didn't see him as a good fit, and they thought like, oh man, it's a fluke. Like he can't really do it.
Well, I
right,
mean,
that type of thing.
It's because for an outside passer like that, he's a little undersized. I mean, so they
He's a lot undersized.
I know, well,
right?
I'm trying to be nice.
He was trying to be generous.
Yeah, no, for real, he's a lot undersized. He's not big,
which
right?
makes what he's doing even better. Like because he's
like
overcoming.
When we met, when we was there, we said the same thing. Like, damn, I thought he was way bigger than that. It's like, nah.
Yeah, he don't.
But he has crazy speed and he has hella strength and he's smart, right? So, but no, I think I don't know. I think it's going to be that's probably the best game of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna
easily.
It might not be the most entertaining because it's gonna be a defensive battle and people like scoring people that score points.
Man, I think it's gonna be a grinder.
Yeah, then I like those games. But some people they're there to see
they want the Patty Pat show.
I'm not there to see the Patriots in a Super Bowl play like a 9-12 game. Like,
well, it's just you say you like a grinder. I remember
Jared Goff. I'm not there for it. Sorry.
When you know who's gonna win it, you just like waiting.
Yeah, it's sorry.
A defensive battle, bro.
Yeah, totally. All right, so the AFC. Since we covered the NFC, the AFC. The Chiefs slipped out one against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was a close game towards the end, but for most of the time, you felt like the Chiefs had it in the bag.
Easy.
The big thing here is Mahomes left for like an entire drive in the second quarter before half with a high ankle sprain. He got rolled up on. It looked pretty bad. I knew he was going to come back in. He was flipping out. He didn't want to go to the locker room. They shot him up with whatever they had to, and then he came out in the third quarter. And the Chiefs ended up winning 27-20. Travis Kelce went off. He went nuts.
10 catches in the first half, right?
Yeah. So I want to say this for people that like to bet. Big players show up to big games, and that's been my philosophy. And it's for the entire playoffs.
I don't believe in that. That's why I've been losing bets.
No, the only player that would have hurt you in the playoffs that didn't show up was Diggs, and
get in the end zone, bro.
Yeah, please, for sure.
It's gonna bother me. Diggs and Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah, but that's a Kirk Cousin problem.
Yeah, but other than that, like. That's been my philosophy. Is like players that are big dudes, they show up. Travis Kelce is like an automatic. Like they're gonna feed him the ball.
Yeah. Didn't matter.
And then
he came in, threw the ball.
Exactly. They drove down the field. They went 90 yards and scored.
Yeah.
That offense, it does not matter.
I think Patrick Mahomes is faking it too.
You think he's playing it up,
bro? Let me tell you this. I've had a high ankle sprain. I'm pretty sure you guys have a high ankle sprain. I understand they have all the new technology, treatment, and everything. So the way he was walking off, when I saw he hurt it the first time, I was like, damn, it might be over for him. He was wincing so bad, like he couldn't even walk. Cool. Came back in the game, same thing. They did a press conference 2 days later. Bro had no limp, no nothing. And I get it. I know that people say, oh, he's not running, he's just walking. If you have a high ankle sprain, that shit hurts no matter what. Dude, running, walking, crawling, it doesn't matter.
It's any little severe high ankle sprain. Any other person, this would be a surgery. Right? This is a Mac Jones ankle sprain right here.
No, for real.
Off the field.
He stepped up to the podium on his right leg, no limp. I was like, when I saw that, I looked at Tosh. Tosh was like, I don't know if he got a high ankle sprain, bro, because it's not hold on to something. He stepped up right leg. Oh, how's the ankle? It's good. I was like, shit. Unless he shot up with something, I believe it, because you don't do that.
Yeah.
Like not with a high ankle sprain. I don't care who you is. I don't care if you got the pain tolerance of whatever. No, I'm about to say that. I ain't gonna say that. Anyway, go ahead, continue. Y'all go to before I get this canceled.
And then the upset game that wasn't really an upset because I think most people were betting on the Bengals. The Bills, for some reason, and I saw it was snowing. I was like, oh, this is right up their alley. The Bills in home, it's snowing.
Is it?
And Bengals they just cannot be stopped on offense. It's like they scored every time they had the ball.
Yeah. The Bills lost a lot of snow games, though. Over history in the 90s, stuff like that.
They just can't get it done in the playoffs right now. But
I would say
the Bengals are so good.
We were kind of Nostradamus last week, right? Kind of predicting the future because we talked about it and we said what? We said, okay, we all thought that Josh Allen was going to get in his own way. And he did. Yep. He got in his own way. And Ken Dorsey could be great OC, right? But he's not Dayball. And unless they find somebody to tame the Bronco, to tame that Mustang, to bring him back in, they're never going to get to the next level. He gets in his own way because he overcompensates and does too much. And there's nobody that tells him, hey, relax. You don't have to do that. You have a great team around you. Just relax. Nobody tells him that. Everybody tells him he's all world. And that's what happened. It was really turned to, in his mind, how it looked on the field. Not saying he thought this, and how it looked on the field, it looked like Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. But the difference between it was Joe Cool was relaxing and letting the game come to him, and Josh Allen was trying to force it.
Yep.
Burrow is another level. He's really, really good.
O-line or no O-line?
He's surrounded by talent. They were missing 3 offensive line starters. Didn't miss a beat. Homeboy had Mixon even had over 100 yards, I think. It was like one of his best rushing games I've seen him have in a
while.
Yep. So yeah,
do they beat them?
The Bengals, I think regardless of injury, the Bengals are going to be a problem for the Chiefs.
Do they win?
If I was betting, I'd bet the Bengals. Money line.
Oh yeah.
Money line
on the Bengals. Let's go.
I money line Bengals.
No.
Joe Burrow's winning the Super Bowl this year, Kenny.
They're not beating the Chiefs this year.
The dynasty's starting.
As much as I
starting. You are looking at the next Tom Brady.
I don't blame you. I think Joe Burrow is
the best quarterback in the league right now.
I don't think that would. No, really think about it. When he came from college, people were like, man, this guy, if he plays like he does in college in the NFL, he's going to be a GOAT. And right now, he's playing the same way he is like he's at LSU. Granted, he has most of the players from LSU with him, but it doesn't matter. I'm saying it's hard to beat somebody 4 times. One of those times, he's going to get a win.
It's not the same year, though.
I know it's not the same year. It's always different, right? But you're not going to beat the same dude over and over again, right? You're not going to. A great player like Patrick Mahomes, he's going to get one. And I think this is the year he gets one. And I think it's going to be the Eagles versus KC, right? And the Eagles are
backwards.
Brian's got the opposite.
He has the 49ers and the Bengals?
And 49ers.
Yeah. I probably got Eagles, Bengals. I'll split the difference.
They're going back in the Arrowhead. Same environment. They're going to have the same
they're
confidence.
Going to Burrowhead. You're right. Yeah. Burrowhead. Right?
Oh, he's on the train. Golly. You a Bengals fan now? I need to do a Bengals fan.
You know what makes it even worse?
I'll wear Joe. I'll wear his number.
Joe Burrow, number 9.
There are multiple things that go up Brian's alley because of Burrow. There's multiple reasons. He's a fan of anything that's Ohio because Ohio State.
Yeah, so Ohio guy.
He could semi get on that bandwagon because it's Ohio. And he drafted him in a dynasty fantasy football league.
That has no bearing on it.
It doesn't. But it does.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. But it does.
No, it's you want to know what it is? Is because he's the type of quarterback I thoroughly enjoy watching, where he can face anything and he doesn't get pressure.
Nothing.
He's calm, and I like that about him. That's why I always like watching old highlights of Joe Montana. He was. I thought the greatest quarterback of all time until Brady surpassed him. I like those type of quarterbacks who have just ice in their veins. Mm-hmm. That's who I want leading my team. So
That's true though. He doesn't. If he's at a good day, a bad day, you never know.
I don't want the panicky Peyton Mannings. Okay, like he might be tremendous, but panics.
Yeah,
in the face of pressure.
What do you have to say, Brian, to everybody that had had a flight ticket to Atlanta?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe the NFL needs to stop being greedy fucks and selling tickets to a game that doesn't even exist yet.
See, you're not a true Joe Burrow fan.
And then they want to make money. They want to start making the championship games in a neutral site. Like, all right, it's gonna happen. The NFL is greedy.
They're not doing that.
They're gonna do it. You watch. 5 years or less, they'll do it.
They won't. It would literally nullify wanting to get that. It would make it only for the bye week.
And they would want that. Yeah. That makes it more competitive because if you look at history, if you have a bye week, you have an 80% chance of making it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they want to do it?
Stupid. Hey, real quick before you guys.
Well, the NFL is stupid.
But you're supposed to say that you're supposed to get your refund back because that's what Joe Burrow said. That's why I know you don't.
I don't follow.
Go ahead, Ryan. Okay? He said it after the game. So
all right,
go ahead, Ryan.
So there are some coach hirings that have happened. Frank Wright is the new head coach for the Carolina Panthers. So
poor choice.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They should have stuck with Wilkes.
Or go get what's his name from the Cowboys? OC.
Oh yeah, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. Yeah.
Kellen Moore is. I think he's good, but he's still taking interviews. I think it's unclear where he's going. So
they should have stuck with Wilkes because that team rallied behind him. That team got up for him, or he got them motivated. Something like that team turned its season around, almost snuck in the playoffs. So I would have gave him the job, but anyways.
And the Jets somehow looked at they somehow looked at the resume for Nathaniel Hackett and was like, this is a good coach. This guy has never been an offensive. We need him. First off, he's never been an offensive coordinator in Green Bay. He was never an offensive coordinator. This guy has never been an offensive coordinator. He got hired as a head coach. And now he's an offensive coordinator. He's literally going in reverse. It's like, oh, you've never done OC before? Let's go ahead and put you at head coach. Oh, you've never done head coach before? Let's put you back down to OC.
Man, but he was there with Aaron Rodgers, so he must be great.
No, he's garbage. The Packers have stated that they are open to trading Aaron Rodgers. They will not trade him to an NFC team. So if you're an NFC team needing of a quarterback, you can count Aaron Rodgers out. He's potentially going to an AFC team, but I'm pretty sure the way his contract's structured, Rodgers has to give the okay to whatever team he goes to. So maybe this is a sign that he could be going to the Jets, but I doubt it. I don't know where he's going. If Brady doesn't want to go to Vegas, sure.
Brady's going to Miami.
You think Brady's going to Miami?
Yeah. He was actually seen touring private schools in Miami County recently.
Recent?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He was caught on social media doing it. Why else would he be doing that?
Well, wasn't he looking last time?
He wanted to go to Miami, and that's why Miami got tampering charges against them.
Yeah. I thought that was another.
another. And it kind of lines up because Tua probably is done. He's probably done.
He should be. He shouldn't play football, but I bet you he tries to play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, another shocker alert. I don't know who wrote the script on this, but Bill O'Brien is the new offensive coordinator for the Patriots.
Give him enough money, he'll go.
I don't think anyone saw that coming. What was Bill O'Brien doing prior to this?
Alabama. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, is that about Alabama?
That's it. That's only two places he go to.
For the call?
Belichick, Saban. Belichick, Saban.
That's it. That's it. Go back and forth. He didn't want to be a part of Alabama getting a new quarterback, right? And he has to figure that whole thing out. And he's like, let me leave where I can. And you know, Belichick needed him.
Wait, hold on.
Needed him last year.
Here's my shocked face. There, we're good.
Yeah, Kraft made that phone call.
No, Belichick wanted him.
Saban probably made the point. He's like, bro, you could use him.
There was rumors about it happening last offseason, but Belichick didn't want to screw over Saban because they're buddies.
And Bryce Jones.
Right. Bryce Young.
Sorry. What's that? Bryce Jones. Sorry.
Mac Young.
Mac Young, Bryce Jones. I'm all messed up.
Yeah. So I think that this is it's all been in work and behind the scenes, man. This was gonna happen. I told you it was gonna happen. And we'll watch, and the Patriots will win 11 games next year, and that's that. So you can book it right now. 11 wins.
11 wins right now.
11 wins right now. I don't even have to look at the schedule or anything. I don't care what they do in the offseason. 11 wins.
Loser shaves their beard.
I'll shave my head.
Okay.
I don't have much left, so let's do it.
He's not that confident.
I'm not shaving my beard, dude. That's what it comes down to. I don't care what it is.
How confident are you in that they win 11 games?
And you don't care about shaving your beard. So it's like that's just not even a fair bet either way.
No, we're talking about shave it to the skin.
Yeah, he would do that. He's done it before.
Not on purpose, but go ahead. That's all I got.
Too easy. Hey man, well, I don't even have anything hot takes like hot cakes. What I wanted to do, because we have a problem on the whole show. All right. So we're turning this to, instead of BK bets, we turn to BKR bets. Right. And we're just gonna give you guys, because y'all don't listen. We told you to go follow us on Action Sports. Y'all don't follow us on Action Sports. And we've been hitting parlays. I hit a 7-teamer, I hit a 9-teamer.
Shut up, Brian.
I
already know.
Brian's been hitting 3-teamers, got close to hitting a 10-teamer. Ryan's hit. So we're gonna give you picks for the rest of the week. And hopefully we put some money in you guys' pocket. Just can I
give a
January.
pick real quick?
Go ahead.
All right, DraftKings and the NBA are in cahoots, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. If there is a promo that gets put out there that says player to score X amount of points or any kind of combo, anything that is a promo boosted from DraftKings, do not bet that if it's for NBA, because I'm telling you, they get right there and they don't.
Unless Luka's involved, Luka smashes it.
Luka will handle his, but then they'll lose it on the other. They'll lose it on the other two. If it's just Luka. Sure,
Luka and LeBron, it was like a week ago. Luka and LeBron, I needed 65. They got like 80.
Yeah, they did.
So, but anyways, yes, they're usually bad bets.
The NFL ones are nice. Money.
Yes,
they're money. They're super easy. There was the Jamar Chase one. There was the Jalen Hurts 2-touchdown one. Yeah, 2-touchdown one, and like the Jalen Hurts 2-touchdown one. You got that in like the first quarter. You were like, all right.
I didn't take that because I was on the Giants hype train.
Yeah. Well,
so I missed out.
Because you put your money on the money line. You know that wasn't happening.
Yeah, that didn't even come close. I think I even took them like plus 24 at one point, and that didn't happen.
How long is overtime in basketball?
It's 5 minutes.
Oh, it's only 5 minutes? All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was 10 minutes for some reason.
Oh, no. If it was 10 minutes,
how did they only score 7 points?
Well, real quick, I'll hit on some things for you guys to watch out for this weekend. This weekend they have the, I believe it's the SEC Big 12 Challenge. So it's going to be a lot of good games on Saturday. Tomorrow is really, that's like if you have a problem, you're betting on tomorrow, right? You bet college tomorrow. The Metro Athletic Conference, they pretty much handle tomorrow with Iona and Manhattan, all those teams, right? If you have a problem.
Nice.
They are, right? Like, those are sleeper games that if the spreads are good, you can go in there, like Quinnipiac and Fairfield and Niagara and Mount St. Mary's.
I own them, and Mount St. Mary's, man. Those two teams might make some little Cinderella noise this year.
Yeah, I like Quinnipiac too. Quinnipiac does their thing as well. But I would say games to look out for of interest. I would say the Alabama-Oklahoma game, that's going to be a good one. I would tell you the Iowa State-Missouri game, that's going to be a little sleeper that a lot of people are not going to pay attention to. I like Missouri in that game. Spread for the spread, not to win the game, just for the spread. The Houston-Cincinnati game should be a blowout by Houston, right? A lot of people are kind of sleeping on Houston since they lost to Temple. Shout out to Temple finally getting the dub versus the number one team. They lost to Temple, so their spreads are kind of closer. That's a game that you should put on your radar. The TCU Mississippi State is another game. That Mississippi State, when they're playing at home, right? They play hella defense. That's somebody that you should put on as far as on your parlay, on your ticket. A team that will play a pretty close game, in my opinion. I know TCU has a lot of talent; they can score and things like that. But the Mississippi State defense is no joke. The Arkansas and Baylor game, I would say take the under for that game. Arkansas is terrible shooting, right? I think their defense is going to slow down Baylor. So I think the under on that game is for sure a pretty good lockup. What else we got on here? The Texas and Tennessee game. What did you say about the Bengals? Slam them. I'm slamming Tennessee. I'm slamming the Tennessee button on that game. That's going to be a game that I think Tennessee is going to really show up. Kansas State, slam Kansas State versus Florida. Yes, people think Florida's good, but they are frauds.
K-State.
Yeah, that's what I take K-State. What else we have? The Kansas-Kentucky game is going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Right? Kentucky is a game that people think Kentucky's a team that people think are trash right now, but they're finding their way. And Kansas only has Jalen Wilson. So if he doesn't have a great game, everybody else can perform well. So that's another game I would put on there. But really,
watch out for Grady Big Dick. That's what I call him.
He's been back. He hasn't had a big dick game in a while. Right? I'll say that much.
Ryan, the guy's name is Grady Dick.
Grady Dick.
Seriously, he's on Kansas. It was a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, it was a joke. My bad.
The Big 12 ACC Challenge. I think that's where I'm putting my money this weekend as far as betting games. But yeah, what do you guys got for NFL or hockey or anything like that?
I got a little NFL. Real quick, I've already said we're smashing the Bengals line. Money. That's sorry. Okay, that's it. Burrow, he's the man. I can't help it. Anyways, I got some prop bets for that game though. If you don't want to smash the money with it, we're gonna go Burrow over 17.5 rushing yards. Big games, Burrow runs. His line is depleted, so he's gonna have more opportunities to scramble because he's gonna be under more pressure. Last week he had, I think, almost 40 yards rushing. That should be an easy over. I got P. Ryan over 16.5 receiving yards. Kansas City is one of the worst teams against receiving backs. So that should be an easy one. Travis Kelce over 7.5 receptions. Last week he had 15 catches or something like that?
Something like that.
Get me half. I mean, and if Mahomes is hobbled, he's gonna be looking for quick throws. The tight end is a great target for that. And then I do have Mahomes for over half an interception, so he will throw at least one pick. And that's all I got for that one. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, I like Jet McKinnon as well. At the backfield, I think it's going to be a short game. Jet McKinnon's been catching a lot of passes, and I say Pacheco. I like him having over probably 60 yards. He's been running pretty hard, and they've been trying to give him the ball.
That's going to depend on game flow, though. I mean, that's if Kansas City's behind.
I hope they don't activate CH because if they do, then.
But yeah, if they do,
not that it takes. Pacheco has earned the starting role. He's a starting back.
He's way better.
If he loses 5 carries to homeboy, that could be a problem.
He's way better than CEH. They might not even activate CEH because he's way better.
They might not, but
they won't even get in his head. You got anything to touch on though?
And then I'm obviously money line on 49ers, but if you are not confident with that, I do think it's gonna be a close game. You can take 49ers plus 7.5 and have a safe pick there. I don't think they lose by more than a touchdown. Yeah, plus 7.5. I don't think they lose by more than a touchdown.
That's the spread?
No, it's plus 2.5. You have to tease it.
Okay, but you're pushing it, teasing it. Okay. Yeah. I was about to say, damn, 7.5. That's a lot of confidence in the Eagles. Shoot. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want a safe bet.
No. I thought that Vegas put out 7.5 for the Eagles. No. Like that was I was like, damn, that's a lot of confidence in them.
No,
what's the bet? It's 2.5. Yeah. Which is your typical home field advantage, right?
Right.
Yep.
And if you're smart, you're not taking 2.5. You're going to push it to at least 3.
Yeah, or take money line.
Yeah, or take money.
Yeah, if you like the Eagles. Would you have anything, Ryan?
No, I don't have a parlay. I mean, if you get involved in I'll have some bets. I'll probably bet for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
But nothing off the top of your head. So
I'm going to be honest. I might stay away from Mahomes just entirely, just because if he tweaks his ankle and it is more, and he's out, you're losing the whole entire game. So.
Mm-hmm. If you're betting any hockey teams that I like overs with because they're playing really well and scoring a lot of goals, obviously Bruins. They just had their first game under 3 goals in like 2 weeks, so they're at least a 3-goal team. So if you get anything that's 5.5 or better with them for a total, take it. I like the Devils right now; they're hot. Edmonton and the Kraken, they're all scoring like crazy right now. They're all hot teams, and surprisingly, if you get like a +1.5 with the Blackhawks with good odds, right now they're playing pretty good, so they might keep it close. That might be a nice little sneaky pick.
I like it, man. Before we let the folks go, who you like for this weekend? You said everybody y'all like 49ers?
49ers
to win
Bengals.
The game? 49ers, Bengals. Yeah. Ryan?
Bengals, Eagles.
Yeah, I like Eagles and KC. So we'll see.
I don't like the Eagles, but
not like them, but I'm saying to win this week. So like always, man, like, subscribe, follow us on all the socials. If you can jump into, we have a 2 Joes in the Pro. I think we're leaving from DraftKings and going to FanDuel. But we got Action Sports. You can follow us over there, getting all our picks. And then, like always, man, we hope you guys, safe betting. Hope you guys win some money this week, and then we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.